Glen McCrory Boxing Social with promoter Eddie Hearn. You've now promoting Amir Khan.
And we wouldn't have thought that a few years ago, would we?
We wouldn't have thought that a few years ago, but he seems happy enough, and obviously you've got this one off to a good start with a press conference like that.
Yeah, I suppose we'll get a call from the British Boxing Board of Control at some point, but I think there isn't a man in the room or watching that didn't feel like Phil Greco overstepped the mark there. Now, once you start talking about, I mean, you know Amir, that's not really him, but once you start talking about family, wives, you don't go there. It's a no-go area. So he reacted, I say appropriately. He still lost his rag, but it's very difficult to keep your composure in that situation. And if there's any doubt about Amir Khan's motivation going into this fight, I think that's just changed everything. He's going to come into this fight with a lot of spite. But as an ex-fighter, you've got to be careful to come into a fight like that and not just lose your rag and lose your shape. And Phil Greco, when you fight Amir Khan, every fighter will think, I've just got to land the one big one. And Greco will be looking for that shot the whole fight, and he'll go in with confidence that he can hurt Amir Khan. But I think this is going to add another dimension to Amir's preparation.
But do you think, on the other hand, things that's happened in Amir's personal life? Remember, this is the boxing game.
True, yeah.
Fighters are always going to bring that up. They're always going to try and just get under his skin. Yeah. That's what it's all about. So he's going to leave himself open. Yeah,
I understand that. Still doesn't make it right, but you are right in that respect. And if he was looking to come into this fight and get under Amir Khan's skin, he's done it. So that could be job done for Phil Greco. Maybe he was here for that reason, to leave for camp and say, listen, I want to get under his skin, rattle him, fly back to Canada. Like he said, he's got 13 weeks of preparation for this fight. He's not had that before. Phil Greco is not an elite level world fighter. He can mix it at world level, but he's fallen short against the top guys. So if Amir is still an elite guy, he should look sensational. It's hard to be that guy coming back from 2 years out, coming back with the pressures, the attention, and also the knockout defeat. But the Amir Khan beats Phil Greco 9 times out of 10. An average Amir Khan may struggle against Phil Greco, and that's the unknown going into April 21st.
So what makes you think that after 2 years out, after a very bad knockout, after a bad hand, after lots of personal problems, Amir Khan can regain what he had in the past?
I just think he's a very talented fighter. I think he's 31 years of age. And when you look at his 3 devastating defeats, if you like, Canelo was a bad knockout. Danny Garcia, he got up, but he was still badly wobbled in that fight. And Brady's Prescott, which was many moons ago, was a bit of a freak one. So, but he's fighting against elite guys. When he's boxed other guys, he hasn't, he's been hit, he hasn't been hurt. Are there question marks around his chin, or has he just fought very good, strong punches? I mean, Garcia, Prescott, and Canelo, they're not just sort of road guys who go around and I think you'll see the levels in this fight. But there is uncertainty. I can't stand here and tell you categorically that Amir Khan is the same fighter that he was. But as you know in boxing, you get to find out and you get exposed on the biggest stage. People will be watching, people will want to know what Amir's got left. And one thing you're guaranteed with Amir Khan is entertainment. Whatever happens in the fight, entertainment, and he will bring that on April 21st.
If you can show that against Phil Greco, where do you want to take him?
I want to take him to the biggest fights possible. The Kell Brook fight is a fight that we've wanted to make for so long. Obviously, Kell's with us as well. But it doesn't just stop there for either Kell or Amir. It's the welterweight division is littered with big fights. Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia again, Errol Spence. But brilliant fighters. So he's got to use these 1 or 2 fights to show that he's at that level. For me, as a British promoter and a fight fan, the Kell Brook fight is the obvious fight to make. I think everyone wants to see that. But we've got to concentrate on the now. And the now is not affording any mistakes against someone like Phil Greco, who's going to come to win.
And you probably just sold out the arena now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, someone said that to me. I said to, I think one of our media guys said, did you get the photos or the stills, And he said, tickets have just gone mad because we've got a pre-sale today. So, listen, it's good and it's bad. I mean, we don't want rolling around at press conference. It was a throw of some water, so it wasn't the end of the world. But, like you said, this is the fight game. And I guess in that respect, it was handbags. But we've not seen that from Amir before. That was the difference. And I think that's what people will point out from this press conference is, Amir bit. So did he get to him? Or is this Amir just no nonsense? Everyone will analyse it as they always do, but what we know is there's plenty of spike going into the fight.
One quick question on the big fight this weekend: Lawrence Okolie, Isaac Chamberlain.
Yeah, great fight.
Good fight.
Yeah.
What made you bring two young undefeated fighters together this early in their career?
Well, it probably is too early, but we kind of live in a world now with social media and fan interaction that they don't want to wait, and the fighters didn't want to wait. There's this idea in boxing that I tell people who they're fighting and you've got no choice. It doesn't work like that. As a fighter, we present the opportunities to you. The trainer, the manager and the fighter will decide who to fight. I went to Lawrence Okolie, I went to Isaac Chamberlain and said, this is the fight, we can do this, this is the money, it's a lot of money for you, but if you believe in yourself, you're going to make the money in your career, but if you truly believe you can win this fight, you should take it, because it's an opportunity for the winner to go on and be a star, the loser can rebuild, it's going to be a big setback, but to do this fight before a British title's on the line or a European title's on, it's very unusual. But we've seen the reaction. We have 7,000 or 8,000 people at the O2. Everybody's talking about the fight. So I kind of feel like I've done my job. And if the fighters want it, and the advisors and the trainers and the managers want it, good luck to them. May the best man win. I think it's good for boxing.
It's a reflection of British boxing at the moment that there's so many good fights to be made,
and so many fighters now willing to take the chance. A loss is not the end of the world. Sometimes, like Isaac Chamberlain, I think 9-0, he could go on and win another 8 fights easily, like just stepping up the levels a little bit. But maybe his value after those 8 fights won't be as big as it will be in defeat on Saturday. So it's not, you mustn't be afraid to lose your O if you believe you can win. And at the end of the day, if you're in a great fight, the fans are going to want to see you back, the TV broadcasters are going to get you back. Sometimes you get beat badly. Could happen to Lawrence on Saturday, could happen to Isaac, but
often you learn more from a loss than a win.
Yeah, you do, and being in those kind of fights, especially the kind of fights that you're generally fed in the early stages of your career. Like you look at Conor Benn, he goes on, he blows all those people away, and then all of a sudden comes in a little bit flat, gets put over, has to come through the absolute trenches to win. And what he learnt in that fight is more than what he'd learnt in the previous 10 fights, by a mile. Yeah. So, you can't just be fed easy fights and then when the lights go down and you're in a real fight, you're going to crumble, aren't you? So I think all these step-ups are in the right time, and a lot of these young fighters have the pedigree of going to Azerbaijan and Uzbekistan and Russia and fighting in world championships against top fighters. So that's why many people believe that Lawrence's experience in that respect will bring him to victory on Saturday. I think Isaac has more experience in the pro game, better movement. I don't know how to call it really. I mean, you look at the power of Usyk, and but you look at the power of Okolie, but then you look at the elusiveness, the awkwardness, and the toughness of Chamberlain, and the fact that he's done the 10 rounds before, he's been in longer duration fights. But Glenn, are they going to come in with a game plan, or are they going to lose their head? Because they could easily lose their head, and we might just see an absolute shootout. And that once they walk out, someone freezes, someone just thinks, let's just fight. Okolie will let his hands go, but I think Chamberlain will be looking to box a little bit more than Okolie. I think Okolie will come out and look for the knockout. He has to be careful. It's a 10-round fight. After 4 or 5 rounds, you could be 3 or 4 rounds behind. You start playing catch-up in those kind of fights, and anything could happen.
Young guns, maybe it's a shootout.
Yeah, I think we could see it. I think we will see it. I think both guys will have their plans. Both guys got good boxing people behind them. Brian Lawrence, Ted Bammy. They'll have their plans, but I just think when they walk out, 8,000, live on Sky Sports, they might just go, do you know what? It's a bit like Joshua and Dillian White. I can see it being like that style, that type of fight.